Hey, Venesha's Kids Squad. So, you guys, like my updates of me being a type 2 diabetic, right? So things has changed, and is a good change, So, remember how I used to have the monitor, the little strips, and fingers, right? I'm gonna put it right here so you guys see it, And now I have a different prescription. It's a lower dose, because the higher dose did give me a lot of side effects like diarrhea and stuff like that. I didn't like that, So my new changes I did with myself is get
That's how
me
big
a
my
watch.
watch is.
Why? To monitor myself and not to prick myself more than I should. So guys, I did had like a problem, meaning to poke myself and stuff like that and monitor my blood sugars and my journey of being a diabetic and eating right and not eating sugar anymore or lessen my sugar intake, It was hard for me, I ain't gonna lie. It was a journey. Like, I came a long way since I found out I was diabetic. I was like 27 years old when I realized I was a diabetic. How I know I was a diabetic is when I had sharp pains in my stomach. I did a video when I went to the hospital, and the the nurse told me that I am a type 2 diabetic, I didn't believe her because I know I don't eat that much sweets, and I know I have a good regimen of eating regular and perfect foods, or healthy foods to be exact, So I was kind of puzzled when she said that to me, but I accepted it, and then she told me all these other stuff about me, and I went home and I started to change what I eat, what I do, and exercise and stuff. So first, I had to get the monitor and the diabetes tools and stuff like that. So it was a hard time, learning that this is my watch, what I got, I got it from, I guess, Timu to be exact, It tells me my blood sugars, how much I'm walking, and a lot of good stuff about this watch. Like, it is heavy, if y'all want to know. It's a heavy watch. It looks like this, It's not like an Apple Watch or anything like that, but it do keep me in shape, and it just helps me a lot. Like, I didn't know how much I would love this watch, and I can truly say I love this watch. I would definitely show you the features in one of these parts of the video. I maybe just put it right here or right there so you can see all the features on it, and yeah. When I found out this watch was super cool and it was cheap, I ain't gonna lie. It was maybe like 30, 40 bucks or so. I thought it was gonna be like one of those rinky-dink, cheap kind of things, where don't even work or anything like that. One time, I was in the car and my hands started to shake. When my hands start shaking, it means I'm very, very high. My watch told me that I was going high. I didn't know that, but I know I was shaking. I know it was high, but I know how high I was, on my glucose, right? So it does tell you your glucose and if it drops or stuff like that. Of course, you guys is going to be kind of skeptical, like I was skeptical about it as well, but all in all, it is a perfect watch for me. I'm not going to say it for anybody else, Maybe they will rather get expensive watch or stuff like that. I just want to know if it works or don't work, so that was it. All in all, that's the only changes I made in my life of being a diabetic. I did eat. I'm eating more healthy foods and portioning my meal intake and stuff like that. And I am walking a little bit more, and stuff like that, At first, I looked at it, I was like, this is a good watch. It was a silver one, and it was some other ones to be exact, but I wanted the black one because black matches everything. Silver don't match with everything, but it matches with some things. But black, it always suits me, so that's why I bought the black one. That's just me, I'll maybe put like the picture of when I got it, or I'll just show you the picture of the watch, where I got it, how much it was, and stuff like that, Because I don't know if you guys who wants a watch but they can't afford the Apple Watch, like I couldn't. I just didn't want to spend it for that much for a little rinky-dink watch, So that's why I bought it. I have no regrets. Like, it tells me my sleep schedule. It tells me a lot. Like this watch has like basically everything inside of it, you know? Sometimes when I'm like sitting for too long, it will just buzz and tell me I have to get up and move around so I can walk around so maybe my blood sugar will go down or so, stuff like that. It tells me good stuff. I'm not too sure that you guys will like it, but I love it. It's been maybe like a year now. No, half a year. Because I got it, I think, February in this month, 2026 or 2025. It was one of them, I can't remember. But yeah, that's what it is. Really good watch. I'm not gonna lie, it is a good watch for me. I don't know if anybody else will want it. Maybe they'll get it for their grandmother, auntie, or stuff like that. If they don't want to spend almost a fortune for the Apple Watch, this is a good substitute from the Apple Watch. You know, it's better to keep your coins in check. You know, and so that was it, you know. If it was like a bummer and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out and it didn't have the good progress that I wanted to come out, I wouldn't be telling you guys about it, you know, the product. No, I'm not sponsored by it or anything. I just say it's a good watch for me. But I bet you guys, if you get it and you learn how to work it and stuff like that and it works for you, then yes. You know, it's better to try and then not to try. So that's mostly it. Like in the sky, turn your notifications and I'll see you later. Bye.